I go into the Royal Hobart Hospital. I'm placed into one of their chairs there and I have an IV. It costs me $37.20 every 6 months. If it doesn't stay on the PBS, it's going to cost the average person approximately $30,000 a year.
Charlene Brown was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, or MS, 24 years ago.
I was numb from the waist down initially. I remember spending quite a period of time not being able to actually make out the features on someone's face because it was just all blurry.
For the past 7 years, she's been taking the PBS-listed medication Ocrevus, which has halted the impact of the condition.
I'm out there hiking, I do kayaking. I came back from a horse ride in the Victorian Highlands in April. We're going skiing again soon.
Ocrevus is just one of the roughly 1,000 drugs made affordable thanks to a federal government scheme.
It's alleged that the costs of many drugs are needlessly high.
The Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme, or PBS, began in 1948, with the government initially funding free medicines for pensioners and providing 139 life-saving and disease-preventing medications to the public without charge. By the 1960s, it had drastically expanded.
Of every 5 prescriptions which the pharmacist dispenses, 4 are under the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme.
Cheaper prices are made possible because the government buys medicine in bulk on behalf of the country. Patients then make a small co-payment, with the government covering the remainder.
Doesn't matter whether you've got cancer or diabetes or any of these kind of chronic diseases that require you to have access to drugs long term, the PBS ensures that you have access to that at a reasonable price.
But after 78 years, the foundations of the $22 billion system are looking shaky because of a fight between the international drug companies and the federal government over prices and profit.
We've made the PBS about procurement and not about patients. And the problem is that when you always put pricing first, you leave patients last.
Now, 2 crucial drugs that treat MS, Ocrevus and Kesimpta, are at risk of being pulled from the PBS altogether.
That is really, I think, it'd be a cruel decision to make.
Getting a drug on the PBS is a staged process that can take years. First, a medicine must be approved by the TGA as safe and effective. Then, a pharmaceutical company must apply for a medication to be listed on the PBS. Finally, a separate body, called PBS, assesses, among other things, the value for money each drug offers before the government purchases it. Felicity McNeil led the PBS between 2010 and 2015. She now works as a patient advocate.
It's a big commitment for a pharmaceutical company to sign up to the processes for government. It'd be great if you only took the 17 weeks to list a medicine, but on average we're taking 700 days.
The PBS works by categorising medicines, grouping drugs with similar safety and health outcomes together. The cheapest medicine acts as a benchmark, influencing the price of all the others. So, late last year, when a new, cheaper MS drug was secured by the federal government, that prompted a pricing review of all the others, the health department requesting the makers of Ocrevus and Kesimpta to reduce the cost of their product by 40%.
The expectation of the price cut in order for Ocrevus to remain listed on the PBS is frankly completely unrealistic and one that isn't possible to achieve.
Nick Horridge is the General Manager of Roche in Australia, the pharmaceutical company that makes Ocrevus.
I can only reiterate that the sort of price cut that's been requested of us is completely unreasonable and doesn't create a sustainable business model or encourage companies such as ours to bring innovation to Australia.
It's not just Roche pushing back on the category pricing model. AstraZeneca and Pfizer have told 730 the PBS is out of step, preventing investment and costing Australians access to medications. It's a tension between profit and patient access that's playing out across the world. Big Pharma has the backing of US President Donald Trump, who argues American companies are being given a rough deal and has pushed for higher drug prices in other subsidised markets like the UK.
We were subsidising the entire world. We're not doing it anymore.
But Roche insists that's not the driving factor here in Australia. How much of this is driven by the US's policy, the most favoured nation policy, and a fear that in combination with lower prices here in Australia could drive down company profits?
I just want to be clear, in this Ocrevus situation, this has got nothing to do whatsoever with US foreign policy.
The situation is now a standoff. The drug manufacturers say they will not take a price cut. Meanwhile, Health Minister Mark Butler has made it clear he wants the medication to remain on the PBS.
Our focus is very much on making sure that for decades to come, Australians can continue to rely on the idea that the best medicines around the world are coming to Australia.
All I'm asking them to do is to maintain and back themselves for the medication that they said was worthy of being pushed out into the community 8 years ago.
For the people living the consequences of this debate, the uncertainty is already having an impact.
This is about humans and life and actually being able to have a meaningful contribution and be part of society. This is not about balance sheets.